Hi Nina, just wanted to say thanks very much for your book suggestion. I borrowed A Short History of Philosophy by Robert C. Solomon and Kathleen M. Higgins from my library and was able to finish it recently. Being new to philosophy, I enjoyed it immensely. Aside from taking one course on early modern philosophy, I've been mainly a student of poetry, and while I was always aware of the important relationship between philosophy and poetry, I felt intimidated. I guess in my mind I tended to perceive philosophy as the older, balder brother of poetry. You know, too stuffy, maybe a bit elitist, insufferably reasonable, and dry. But thankfully, this book smashed my preconceptions about philosophy. And like yourself, I appreciated greatly the emphasis on history. Not only did this give me a brief history of philosophy from Socrates to postmodernism, it also gave me a larger sense of world history, such as the religious and political contexts in which philosophies developed and reacted against over time. It was interesting, for example, to read about the origins of humanism in the context of the Reformation and the religious sensibilities that later informed secular humanism. Important also is the author's caution to not evaluate Eastern philosophies from the perspectives and expectations of Western civilization, as that would not only be misguided but awfully arrogant. In doing so, the authors remind us that philosophy need not be rigidly defined, which is a good thing. I personally enjoyed getting the main ideas of each philosopher and asking myself which one spoke to me the most and why. One of them, whom I look forward to reading more in depth in the original text, was certainly Soren Kierkegaard. His existentialism, this emphasis on personal responsibility, passionate commitment, and the irrational leaps of faith in defiance of logic and proofs, I found to be pretty exhilarating. What does it mean to be alive, to truly exist? How should we exist? These are the kinds of questions Kierkegaard asked that I'm interested in as well. I also like the fact that he insists he was not a philosopher, but rather a kind of poet. Anyway, thanks again for the book suggestion, and I highly recommend A Short History of Philosophy by Robert Solomon and Kathleen M. Higgins to anyone new to or interested in philosophy like myself. It's very educational, and the writing is reader-friendly. Also, one of the authors, Robert Solomon, appears in this brilliant movie called Waking Life, and it's about dreams, and so I also recommend this as well. Alright, that's it. Thanks again. Peace out, Internet, and keep philosophizing.